Hey, what is up guys, this is Shukesh once again, and well, today I'll be talking about 10 reasons to buy the iPhone 6s Plus over the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. This is basically the follow-up to my previous video, 15 reasons to buy the S7 Edge over the iPhone 6s Plus. You can check the description below for the link. Now this is not a biased review, I'm just stating the reasons to buy the iPhone. If you disagree, if you are an Android fanboy, then feel free to hit the dislike button. Enough with the talking, now let's get started. Well, in the last few years, smartphones have been greatly upgraded, but we haven't seen such innovation as 3D touch on the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Your phone's display glass is pressure sensitive and there are so many uses. For example, you can put pressure on the icons to access to different shortcuts, and this is very intuitive, saves time, and it's also a very new and refreshing feature. This is not just a gimmick like most of the Samsung smart features. This works and very handy in day-to-day life uses. Now the most interesting part is the display glass can measure the amount of pressure you are putting, which can be beautifully utilized in different applications like this one. In this keyboard, the more pressure you put on the screen, the louder is the sound. So you can convey your feelings, and apart from touching, watching, listening, you are getting pressure sensitivity. So how cool is that? No other smartphone in the world can do this. In near future, expect to see hundreds of new apps and games utilizing this pressure sensitivity in numerous possible ways. In fact, there are unofficial apps that can convert your iPhones into weighting scale. Now, some of you might know Samsung is also trying to do something like this on their upcoming flagships. They have already filed for a patent. So as usual, the world is gonna follow Apple in every possible way. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is the fingerprint sensor. If you have seen my fingerprint speed test, you know that iPhones need just a fraction of a second to unlock the phone, whereas on the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge you need to keep your finger longer on the home button. Just like the previous year's iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, this year's iPhones feature much faster Touch ID sensor version 2.0. Who knows, on the upcoming Galaxy Note 6, we will see a faster fingerprint sensor on the Samsung device as well. If you are not satisfied with this test, check the description below for a detailed fingerprint sensor speed test. The next reason is the simple, easy to use interface on the iOS device here. It's very simple, direct to the point, and as simple as it gets. Anyone new to this platform can use this smartphone without any issue. On the other hand, Android phones are highly customizable. That means the phones can be very messy and the same app can be added to the home screen twice. You get numerous fancy features you might not even use, and on this Samsung phone you get duplicate apps which are quite confusing. For example, you have Samsung Gallery as well as Google Photos app, Android browser and Google Chrome, etc. So you have to set which one is the default one, and in addition to that you also get widgets on the Android interface which are resizable, customizable, and it's a battery as well. You also get support for themes, so it's so confusing sometimes, especially for elderly people. If you really want the smart features, download them from the Apple App Store anytime without affecting the simplicity of the interface. Now on the Apple phones, as you know, you get the updates as soon as they are released, so no need to wait. You are always up to date and secured. As the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge have custom interface, Samsung takes several days or months to release the OTA update. While the curved edge is quite problematic sometimes, while using the phone with one hand you will accidentally touch the edge, and I think the ergonomics of S7 Edge is the worst in its class. If you already own an S7 Edge or S6 Edge Plus, then you know what I'm talking about. In addition to this, the curved edge is always reflecting light from the surroundings, so if you are indoor or especially outdoor, you will get annoyed with the glare while gaming or watching movies. And as the display is curved, a part of your screen is also distorted. Even keyboard feels quite inconvenient to use. Here I'm trying to press the keys on the curved display and it's almost impossible to correctly press those keys. You are definitely going to make a mistake, and I personally think this is not the best way to put to use the curved display tech into a smartphone. The features you get with this are really not that much essential, and it's more of a gimmick just to make the phone look good. I know the Samsung fanboys will be hating me now on, but this is what I honestly feel, and as I mentioned before, this episode is in favor of Apple. Next, the glass panel on this Samsung device is a good fingerprint magnet, which might look quite ugly sometimes and you will be rubbing your phone on your clothes once in a while. On the other hand, the anodized aluminum back of the iPhones doesn't attract fingerprint or dust, as it's not reflective at all. Now, after several years of repetitive plastic design and poor build, Samsung tried to do something new, and on their Galaxy A series devices they started including metal, and eventually on the Note 4 we got this. But all of a sudden on the S6 the design dramatically changed and the same design is maintained on the S7. Now if you put this Galaxy S7 side by side with an iPhone, you can tell what was Samsung's design inspiration. The metal frame design is literally copied, and Samsung also copied some software features and designs from Apple in the last few years. Well, this is entirely my personal opinion, you can disagree. The iPhone 6s Plus is also slimmer than the S7 Edge. Don't forget that I have the 2015 iPhone. The iPhone 7 is on the way, which can be slimmer. Now if you are into mobile gaming, you might want to go for the iPhone 6s Plus. Thanks to the super powerful hexa-core graphics processor on the iPhone, the games load faster and the graphics FPS is also much better on the iPhone 6s Plus. As a result, the gaming experience on this Apple phone is much smoother and lag-free. Developers also prefer creating games for iOS before Android, and as the games are specifically designed for iPhones, there is a very little chance of any hardware compatibility issue. Developers test the game on the iPhones, and in case of Android, as you know, the games have to adapt to the display resolution, the CPU, GPU, etc. Now let me show you the 3D Mark Gamers benchmark score, and no need to mention here, the iPhone 6s Plus is 7 months old and technology is advancing every day, so the S7 Edge has got advantage over the iPhone here, but still the Gamers benchmark score is higher on the 6s Plus. If you look at the graphics FPS, you can tell how much powerful is the GPU on this Apple phone here. Of course, the lower resolution of iPhone helps here, but the ultimate gaming experience on the iPhone 6s Plus is smoother and full HD resolution is not bad at all with 401 ppi. You are never going to complain. Now I've done some speed test in between these two phones here, and you can check the description below for the link. In most of the cases, the iPhone actually beats the Samsung phone here, and overall the experience with this Apple phone here is buttery smooth, and the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge are also very close, thanks to the stock simple interface on the iPhone 6s Plus. Last but not the least, Apple phones are very popular and most of the celebrities, especially in India, uses iPhones as their daily driver. So iPhones are something to show off, and this is ironically another reason to buy this Apple phone here over the Samsung Galaxy smartphone. If you or your family members are already using Apple products, then you should also stick to this platform. In this boot test, once again the iPhone is the winner. For the detailed speed test, check the description below. As I mentioned before, I also have another video with 15 reasons to buy the S7 Edge over the iPhone 6s Plus, so go ahead and check that out as well. The direct link is in the description below. That's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep in touch and don't forget to subscribe. This is Shukesh and see you in the next review.